to be here on the Revenue Challenge today. I just finished with the VIP. I think we did some good work, right? Kiki, Daryl, Catherine, awesome. So we were in there working on their businesses and working on different things that they can monetize. I'll give you a little hint. We worked on Daryl's company and we showed Daryl how he could actually create $200,000 in revenue inside of the next 60 days, right? Inside the next 60 days. And Daryl, let's just bring you up here for 1 second. Let's bring Daryl up here for just 1 second. Bring Daryl up here for 1 second. So Daryl, how long did it take us to come up with that strategy?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. And are you going to be able to, is it complicated? Are you going to be able to execute on it?
No, oh, it's not complicated. Yes, I'll be able to execute on it. And yes, I will execute on it. It's so simple. And so I was asking about launch strategies, moving the group instead of one-on-one. And I was part of the challenge and I didn't want to do a challenge. So I asked for something less complicated, less techie, less back end. And then we mapped out a one-day summit event, which is like super gold. So thank you.
Woo! Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff, Daryl. I love that. The reason why I think it was powerful for you guys to hear that, first and foremost, is to realize that the how-to is not the problem. Like if I need to find a great financial advisor, I can find that person, right? I can find that person that knows the how-to. If I need to figure out how to create cash injections or cash flow, there's how-to. There's always how-to. There are people who know how to. And this was a big aha for me. When I moved from Canada to America, I was so broke it hurt. Anybody else ever been so broke it hurt? I was so broke it hurt. And so literally had a bed on the floor in my bedroom. I had boxes with towels on it with a TV on it. I had $500, 500 American dollars in an envelope. And I went to INS to try and become American, right? I did everything. I contacted attorneys, immigration attorneys, and they all told me that good luck, go get married. I did end up getting married, but I actually became American before I got married to my American husband. But my point is that everybody kept telling me, no, 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 no. Who's telling you no in your life right now? Who's telling you no in your life right now? And is it true that they're right? Or maybe there's another way to get there or a how to. Somebody knows the how to that you just haven't connected with. Big secret, how is connected with another individual. It's not connected with us burning through the hours of our life because we ain't making any more of it, right? Like we're all moving towards the same destination at some point. And I can tell you, I am really committed to not missing my life while I'm in the pursuit of building my business. I'm just not interested in doing that. I'm not interested in not spending time with my family. I'm not interested in being an absent mother. I'm not interested in not having deep quality friendships. And I'm also not interested in not being a phenomenal coach for you, which means I have to study a lot. I study every single morning. Now I only study for 20 minutes every single morning, but that compounds over the year. It compounds over the year. And so I share all of that with you because the INS was wrong 3 times. That's the government telling me I can't get in. And 3 different attorneys told me that I couldn't get in. And Adam Green in the immigration building at UNLV, which was how I got into America. I went to college. I didn't have any desire to go to college, but that's how I got into the country. And in the immigration building, Adam Green, who is an immigration attorney, I can hear somebody speaking, an immigration attorney out of Los Angeles, told me that I was already American. All I had to do is get my parents' marriage certificates, birth certificates, my birth certificate, take the passport picture, send it in. I could hear somebody fill out a passport form, send it in, and they would send me a passport. And I'll be real, I'm not proud of this, but I actually do not know the American anthem. I don't know any of that. I didn't have to do anything. They sent it to me in the mail. I called North Carolina or South Carolina or wherever I'm directly challenged. I called somewhere in the Carolinas almost every day I knew the women that were processing my passport in their little office because I called them almost every day to see if it was moving along. When the mailman showed up at my door in Las Vegas, my crappy little apartment in Las Vegas with my roommate Amanda, when he showed up at the door, knocked on the door, I opened the door and he handed me what I knew was my passport to freedom. more than just staying in America. I hugged that man hard, excited. And that passport was not just about me staying in America. It was a lesson for me that was it really impossible for me to get into America? Or did I go through 3 years of paying foreign national funding? It cost me so much more money, right? So much more money to go to that school, a school I didn't even want to go to. This could be your job, your relationship, your life situation. You know what I like, put yourself in this, right? I spent so much time in a life I didn't want and spent a lot of money. It took me until 2015 to pay off my college tuition. I didn't know I was paying, it was on automatic debit, but it took me to 2015 to pay it off. And I think to myself, holy cow, that immigration attorney was in that building, I'm sure, every month when I went to UNLV. And I didn't go all the way. I didn't go all the way. And it wasn't until life got hard enough that I was facing going back to Canada. And all you Canadians, I love you. I just don't want to live in Canada. You know what I mean? I love you. I just don't want to live in Vancouver, Canada. Rains a lot. And I am very sensitive to the sun. I wanted to live on the ocean in Southern California. And I know that there's some dreams out there listening to me right now that you're like, you know what? I got a dream too. Who's got a dream? I got a dream too. And you've been settling far too long in a life that is fine, but you had bigger hopes for yourself. And that bigger hopes, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's relationship wise or business wise or whatever that looks to you, don't let anybody tell you you can't. One last piece. I have bulging discs in my back. They told me that I needed surgery. My friend Mark Victor Hansen wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. He sent me to some guy in California who also sent me to somebody else. I went to all these top doctors. And I'm always saying, question what you're being told. And top doctors that told me, Shanda, look at your MRI. Like, your back's a mess, girl. You're never going to run again. You're not going to cycle again. I was doing triathlons. I couldn't even pick up my son. This was 6 years ago. I couldn't even pick up my son. I would drop him on the bed. Like, it was, my legs would collapse from underneath me when I got out of bed. If my husband was standing here, he would tell you, I remember sitting on the floor just crying, saying, what is the quality of my life going to look like? And I kept saying, I know there's a doctor who knows how to fix this. I know there's a doctor. Sure, surgery. But I know a lot of people have had surgery and their back is not better years later. Like, it comes back, or they're back in back surgery. Like, anytime I can avoid cutting myself or poking myself, I'm going to do it. Right. And so I kept saying, I know there's a doctor. Sure enough, one of my most connected friends on the planet, Joe Polish, introduced me to a man who wrote a book called The Great Pain Deception. I read about this much of the book because it's about this big. I read about this much of the book. I found him on LinkedIn. I did a 2.5 hour knowledge therapy with him. I'm like, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. He's like, just keep talking to me. Any of you guys actually think that your stress doesn't add up in your body? The body keeps the score, right? Anyway, talked to him for 2.5 hours. The next day, my back released. He told me to go for a run, and he said, it's going to feel like somebody's taking a hammer to your back. I thought, am I being a little too California woo-woo? Literally, I was like, am I being a little too California woo-woo? Like, here's where my faith really gets tested. He goes, go for a run. It's literally going to feel like a knife is going right in your back. Just keep running. I'm not kidding. I said, okay, I walked out there, but all right. And the first step, like, I mean, I was walking fine, but it's like your brain knows what you're about to do. I'm going to run. My first step, it felt like somebody took a knife and went into my back. It was like instant crying. I just followed the coaching. I just ran. I trusted. I just ran. And within my third, fourth step, the pain went away. And you guys, look at this. Like, I am fine. I have not had surgery. I have not had anything. I am fine. It's never come back. Okay, it's never come back. I still have bulging discs. I still have all of that going on. And I have no issues, like zero back pain. Swear on the Holy Bible, zero back pain, and it's never come back from that day. So I share this with you because you've got to follow your intuition on what it is that you want to create. Unhook from the crazy fear that's happening in the world right now and get clear about what you want, not what your family wants, not the peer pressure, not any of that, just not what the attorneys say, not what the government says. If you want to live in a different country, go live in a different country. If you want to build a business, go build a business. You want to live in Southern California and you're Egyptian, figure it out. There is somebody who knows how to get you what you want. And you got to connect with that person. I will never work with someone who does not see or believe in what I want. I will never do that. Whether it's an IVF doctor, whether it's never. Because every time I break my rule on that, I never end up getting what I want. So I want to take a moment. I want to bring Faith up here for a second. Faith. Perfect name, by the way. Hi, Faith. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Shanda. How are you?
I'm great. Great to have you, girl. We want to get into Adam training this morning around revenue funnels, but I wanted to take a moment and I just wanted you to come up. First and foremost, this is the first time that you've gotten to come up on our platforms. And I just got to know you in our programs. We have hundreds of people who come in all the time, which I am so pleased that myself and the Hardcore team get to serve and coach people. What has been your results from building lists?
So, and thank you for this opportunity very much. So I did a 1-day live summit. I called it a retreat. I had about 9 speakers and my opt-in was at 50%, 51%.
Let me decode this for everyone. So you guys, in our List Power program, which is what we actually invited you into yesterday, right? Our list building program, we teach you how to do different levels of presentations. She did something that she called a retreat. So remember I said the language changes. If you're a financial advisor, you might call it a meeting or a conference. If you're a medical doctor, you might call it a conference or a luncheon. If you're a coach, you might call it a retreat or a live event or a workshop, right? Or a challenge or a 3-hour training. They're all just presentations, right? So she did something that she called a retreat. She interviewed a series of other people, which means that these people promoted her retreat. They promoted her presentation with their email lists. And she got to be Lisa Nichols, if you're a man, Larry King Live, you know what I mean? She got to be Barbara Walters, which is so powerful, and interview these people, which means that Faith did not have to come up with any of the content, right? So you interviewed these people, you put up a registration page online, and how many people that landed on that page gave you their information?
So the conversion on that was 51%. So
okay, that's powerful, you guys. Imagine if I sent an email for any of you guys to my database, my email list, and 51% of the people who landed on her registration page gave her their phone number, their email, and their contact information. Okay, keep going.
Then from that list, 80% converted, meaning on the thank you page, which is the gold, I've never heard this before, monetize the thank you page. 80% said, yes, I want to upgrade to the VIP. And that was the replay of the show, of the series. And I added a social branding masterclass and a free download of something else. And then I did a shout out at the end. But the bottom line is the numbers keep going up because even still, so by the day of the retreat, 1,551 I made in my bank account I didn't do anything yet. I hadn't spoken to any speakers, just on the thank you page. Yeah, I want to be a VIP. I made almost $1,700 now.
That's incredible. So you guys think about that. So before she even does anything, she makes $1,700. So she's getting paid to actually reach and market her ideal customer. I mean, there's something that we call expense centers. There's expenses in your business. Imagine if you can cover your expenses so you don't have expenses and it's covered. You actually make money off your expense division, right? So a coach can be an expense. Yes, people say it's an investment. It is an investment, but it's also coming out of your bank account, right? So imagine if you can monetize that. You could do that in our company through referrals, right? And it's we pay $500 to anybody who you refer. I mean, people can make money with coaching with us, but so many people stop short and you stop at your own isolation of what you think you can do. Versus if you're already doing the work anyway, you want to think, what can I add to this that would actually monetize this effort. So that's powerful for $1,700. So how did this convert overall? How much money have you been able to generate?
So at the retreat, maybe at the middle portion to the end of the day, I made an offer. So I watched you. I modeled good
Daryl, this is what we gave you coaching on, right? So
yep,
go ahead.
Absolutely. So I started to see the offer, and the offer was to join my 6-week CEO bootcamp and mastermind intensive. It's a $5,000 6-week program. I've enrolled 5 people. One of the clients who enrolled, I actually enrolled her in 2 programs. So I enrolled her in my 14K program and the 5K program in one conversation. And I've had a conversation with another woman who is potentially coming on. So 5 times 5, that's $25,000 plus a 14K plus the 1,700. What's that math?
Let me see. So $40,000, 700. That's pretty powerful, you guys. And guess what? Faith is, how long have you worked with me, Faith?
Oh my gosh, Shanda, I'm just at the beginning. When did I even start PACE? I feel like I started PACE like a month ago.
Yeah.
A month ago.
But you did. So this is powerful for you guys to get, because I know this isn't about my programs. This is about you getting that there is a way. There is a way. The how-to is in front of you. You have to go all the way to get it. And there is always a cost. There's a cost of letting go of your fear. There's a cost of letting go of money. There's a cost, you know what I mean? There's always a cost. It was funny when I had no money, when I wanted that immigration attorney to get me into America, and he told me, oh, this is easy. Just go get these passports, your parents this. I was like, can I pay you? And he wouldn't take my money because he said, Shanda, it's so easy. But I was like, I had no confidence in myself.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I would have given him anything. I would have figured out the money. He just would not take the money. He said, you know what? I could charge you $5,000 to fill out the paperwork, but it is so easy. Just do it. I mean, I didn't have the $5,000, but I would have given him 20 because my motivation was to be in America. What's your motivation as an entrepreneur? Why are you doing this? Because it definitely isn't to work 7 days a week for the rest of your life. Because I love sorry, one sec, Faith. I love if you guys know Gary Vee online. Does anybody know Gary Vee? Go in the chat and tell us, say yes if you know Gary Vee. I remember he put a post up last year and he said, and he's super popular, right? Like huge influencer online. And he said, you know, what's really sad is if I died tomorrow, sure, my feeds on Instagram and Facebook, all my feeds are going to light up with people saying nice things about me. And he goes, in about 14 days, nobody will be talking about me anymore. That's a big, like, what are you doing it for? Because it better be connected to something. It's why I take off 5.5 months a year. What are you doing it for? And make sure that's in the schedule. One last thing, Faith, go for it.
I just wanted to add the unfair advantage that I have is I was also in leadership. So I don't know if you've talked to them about leadership.
We actually made that offer yesterday.
Okay.
We made that offer. Yeah. So Faith, we actually made the offer that I will teach people how to do what you did in building the email list. And I will give them our leadership program for $2,200.
Wow. Oh, that's bananas. We paid more than that.
A lot more than that. So that's $2,200. So, and this is also less for anybody who's like, I don't want to put my stuff on sale, because what would a client say if I put my stuff on sale? Faith is being taken care of. Our programs work. Your programs, products, and services, they work, you guys. And so it's like going into a grocery store and somebody has a coupon for butter from like last week, and you bought butter last week and you paid full price. It's like, doesn't mean you get the coupon. If you're on this challenge, you have a huge opportunity, and the opportunity is let me coach you. You can go to joinlistpowernow.com or joinlistpower.com and you can join, or you can do it on your own, or you can follow our free challenges and piece it together, because we definitely deliver real content. Thanks, Faith. Any last words for everybody?
I just want to say, do it. If I could just say, listen, Shanda is God's hands and feet here on this earth. Let me just let you know that for a fact, like I know it. I told you, I said, Shanda, you've set me up for life. Knowing this skill, if I just took this one list build skill and said deuces, of course, we're not going to do that. We're moving on to marketing mastery. But if I did that, I would be set for life. This strategy I mean, I've done so many programs, and nothing has monetized for, I mean, I didn't even, listen, truth be told, I haven't even finished all the modules, Shanda.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
I haven't finished the modules, but the training is powerful. It's do it. Go find the money wherever you need to go. Look at your 50 list to find the money, get the money, go. This is like nothing else. I'm forever grateful, eternally grateful to you. I love you. Thank you.
Can we give her lots of love in the chat, you guys? Thanks, Faith. Can we give her lots of love in the chat? Woo, woo, woo! Another human free. So good, so good. All right, guys, so I'm gonna shift to Adam. If you do wanna jump into List Power, it's available today. Join listpower.com. If you guys could drop the links in the chats, and I'm gonna invite my really good friend up. Adam, we're running a little bit behind, so I'm gonna bring you up and you guys are gonna share the stage with Adam. Hi, my friend, superstar in the house.
What's going on, Shanda?
So good, so the pressure's on. You got to run the house now. This guy's going to teach you guys revenue funnels. He does our funnels for us. In fact, when something's not working on a page, I send Adam a text message and say, Adam, dude, like what's happening here? Great example, even the thank you page of this challenge was not working. I had him go look at it. He gave some tweaks and changes, and Gome and I went to work, and we were able to shift it so that we could actually, raise the VIP group because of his talents and his mind. He's humble, he's incredible, he runs an agency, he helps people build funnels. If you're in a conversation that you want to, I mean, literally the other day is like, oh, I think your client there is gonna have $1 million webinar funnel. That means that she does it once and it keeps working for her every single day. There are paid advertisement with it and all that. But like Adam, if you ever want to talk to Adam, you can actually, how does somebody reach you directly, Adam?
You could just connect with me on Instagram. I think everyone's there.
Okay, do you want to pop your Instagram?
Yeah,
pop it in the chat, and our team can pop it in the channels as well. So, so he's incredible. So I couldn't say enough great things about him. Now I will say to you, unless you learn how to do a presentation online, which he does teach, but you guys also who jumped into the List Power program yesterday and got Barry's give, Barry came and trained Adam, where she's actually training program at a glance and all that type of stuff. When you know how to do a really great presentation and Adam gets a hold of you, that's when freedom happens. That's when freedom happens. Adam, I'm going to turn the stage over to you. All right, my friend.
Thank you so much, Shanda. And I'm so excited to be here. And yeah, just back to you as well. Like I just have so much respect for just who you are and what you've created. And so let's show Shanda some love here in the chat as well. She's given some awesome value.
Oh, Adam, I forgot to say this. You guys, we're giving a Peloton away today. So I'm looking in the chats on YouTube, Facebook, and here in VIP. And I'm not looking for just random like comments. I'm looking for aha moments. Like what are some aha moments that you're getting while Adam's training? And we're going to pull somebody who's going to win a Peloton today. All right, go Adam.
Absolutely. And some things are taught and other things are caught. So that means that as I'm teaching today, you guys got to press in and engage, because I may say something, but then it triggers an idea for you on what you need to be doing, or it might bring confirmation to something that, for a stage that you're in your business. So I'm going to be sharing with you revenue funnels today. But quickly, I'm just going to share my backstory in like 2 minutes so that you can kind of have some context on what led up to this. When I was younger, my mom got out of a relationship that just left her like in a really bad financial situation. Like everything got stripped away from her. And so there was a season where she couldn't afford to take care of my brother and I, because she had to get back on her feet. So we had to go live with grandma for a little bit. And to be stripped out of my mom's arms over financial reasons, really broke me at a young age, because there was nothing that I could really do to help. And that's really kind of where my motivation began to change my family's cycle, right? Like to break that financial struggle throughout my family, seeing my mom cry over bills and cry over losing us and things like that. So at 18, I got into college. I became a barista at Starbucks. And while I was sweeping the floor, this lady says, Adam, I have this great opportunity for you because you have such a good personality. You always come in with a smile. She was like, I think you'd be great for it. Well, little did I know that would be my introduction to direct sales. How many of you guys have done direct sales in here? Probably a lot of you. And they make a lot of promises, and a lot of times it doesn't always happen the way that they sell you this dream, right? So 3 years in, I have nothing to show for it, like working so hard. But at the end of that 3rd year, I meet somebody who is using Facebook ads to grow their business. And so I get into Facebook ads when it was like 1 cent a click. And I end up growing my first $1 million business through the internet, marketing other people's products. So it wasn't my own. So that was my first kind of financial breakthrough. I get my first 6-figure income. I finally get to start to help out my family, start to travel the world. Things are good. And at the same time, people begin to ask me, Adam, how have you grown your business online? So I began to create courses and kind of coaching programs showing people how I was doing it. And while I did that, the company that I had built my business with said, hey, you can't have your own personal brand. You can't have your own courses. That's a conflict of interest. So here I am, just like at the pinnacle. And now I have to decide, do I follow my passion or do I stay in security and safety? And so I had to make the jump. And that was one of the scariest jumps. And I dove into being a full-time coach in social media. This is back in 2014. So what happened is from there, I ended up, growing my community online, and people began to ask for done for you services. Like, can you help me build my online course? Can you help me run my ads? Can you help me build my funnels? And so I began to lend out my team, and we ended up creating a company called the Dream Factory. So fast forward to today, we run a lot of the traffic, build a lot of the funnels, and set up a lot of the marketing campaigns for some of the top influencers in the country. And so when I'm recommending some strategies with you today, it's not just based off of my opinion, it's also based off of the data that we've seen, because I get to see all the back end of people's businesses and what's really working, which is really cool. So you guys are going to get a really special insight today on what it looks like when you lift the lid or pull back the curtain behind someone's business to see what's working. So if you guys are excited to dive into revenue funnels today, type yes in the chat box so I know you're with me. Yes. Let's see, Nancy, Barbara, Natalie. All right, awesome. I see you. Okay. So let's dive in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a few different funnel pathways. And if you don't know what a funnel is, you guys have probably all went through one to get here. It's basically a series of web pages to take a complete stranger who doesn't know who you are and get them to become a customer in your business. Okay. So there are different pathways for different businesses. Like some of you are coaches, some of you are consultants, some of you have an online course, some of you have a product you're selling. All of you are in different phases. So I want to be able to share with you a few different marketing models so that you could find the one that resonates with you, that speaks to you. So do you know when you go to the optometrist and they put the lens over your eyes and they go A or B, 1 or 2, and you pick the business model or you pick the lens that has the most clarity for your eyesight? That's what we're going to do here, but with different marketing models. So I want you to pick the one that matches you. You might see one that's not a fit. That's okay. Pick the one that aligns with you. Okay. So I'm going to quickly share my screen here. And we're going to start out by going over Christine's funnel. So Christine actually has a coaching program. She went through Shanda's coaching program to create that offer, right, in PACE, and went on to marketing mastering, these other levels as well. But she had this program to help women find a man who is emotionally available and commitment minded, right? Which is not easy to find. That's their coaching program. And who meets your dating requirements. Okay. So that's her coaching program, is helping people find extraordinary love. So when she came to us, she really wanted to really kind of get her message out there in a bigger way. She was doing a lot of things organically as far as launches go, but she wanted to really accelerate it and, start advertising her page. So we wrote all the copy, we put this whole funnel together, and this is known as a workshop funnel, or some people call it a webinar funnel. Some people even call it a presentation funnel. Okay. So basically the whole concept behind this funnel is you lead people to your page where they put their name and email in, just like kind of how you got here. Except this one, you're able to select the date that you want to attend, and it simulates like a live presentation, but really it's recorded and automated. Okay. So once you register for it, you get to watch a presentation that leads into an application. And then from the application, then they lead you from there into the coaching program. Okay. So that's a presentation to application. So this is a great marketing model. If you have a coaching program that's $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, or a consulting program where you have to where you have to get on a Zoom call to explain your services or have a conversation with someone in order to make a sale, this could be a great funnel for you because you're leading them into a learning environment. From a learning environment, you're creating the conversation, and then from the conversation to the sale. Okay, so if you're following me so far, go ahead and type yes in the chat box so I know you're keeping up with me. Okay, great. You guys are keeping up. Awesome. Okay. Now, another type of funnel is a virtual summit funnel. So this is Kyle and Gary. They're in real estate. They wanted to hold a summit with different speakers. So you don't have to be the expert. Let's say you're just on this call and you don't know like exactly what you're good at, but you know other people who are good at things, right? Well, this is a great model. This is actually kind of what Faith did. She put together her summit, right, with different speakers.
Well, it's not kind of, it's exactly what she did. That's what we teach in our program.
Yep, absolutely. This is exactly what you learn Shanda's like the queen of virtual summits, by the way. And this is a great funnel if you're just starting and you don't really have your expertise down and you want to leverage the expertise of others. Is great. All they did is basically bring in experts in real estate, and then you can reserve your seat, they can put in their name, email, and phone number. They go to an upsell page where they have that VIP offer, right? And this is kind of like what Faye had, right? Congrats. So then from here, they do their their summit, right? And then that leads into their program. So this is a great model for those of you who, you don't necessarily need to be the spotlight. You want to grow your list fast, leverage other people's lists, because these speakers, guess what they do? They share this promotion with their audience. So that accelerates the registrations. So you can have the speakers that attend your summit get it out to their audience as well. So that's a virtual summit funnel. Okay. Now, another funnel I want to share with you is an online course funnel. So this is for those of you who have a course that maybe you've created and you want to be able to sell it through like a presentation. This is Brett and Ashley. And when they came to us, they were kind of struggling to sell their course online. So we put together their automated webinar funnel, and it's kind of similar to Christine's, but the difference with Brett and Ashley's funnel is it once you register for it, they teach you about how to rent out your apartment. It's a very unique kind of niche for people to like film social media inside of their apartment. So they have a course that they've created on how to rent out your apartment for day use to create extra income. And they sell this course for $697. So at the end of this webinar, they teach you how to do it, and then they offer an online course. Okay, so if you have an educational program that's under like $1,000, you probably don't want to waste your time getting on a phone call and getting on a sales call, because it's going to be, you could just ask for them to buy it right there, right? It's under $1,000, right? You can just do it right there. So that's for those of you who might have a lower tier offer. So the last one I want to share with you is this pathway. And this is Brianna Kohler. She was just a busy mom, like didn't want to do presentations, didn't want to do workshops, just wanted to basically lead people into her educational programs without like, any workshops. So what we did is we created a membership for her where we ran ads and promotions directly to this page where they can get a $1 trial, then $25 every month. We grew her membership to over 300 members in 90 days. And that's a $7,500 recurring revenue. And all Brianna did was get on once a month with her community and teach her community. That's it. And that's pretty amazing, right? You would need to own $1 million property in cash to have that kind of passive income. Then of these people who purchased, 5% upgraded into her $997 online course. So if you are like a community builder, right? You love building communities, that's what like you just feel like God has called you to do, is start a tribe. These micro memberships are great offers too. And they can, they can be a great way to start building community. Okay. So now that you kind of have an idea of what type of funnel you'd like to build, and eventually maybe you could be like Shanda, right? And have your own summit as well, or challenge funnel, or you do like a 5-day challenge or 10-day challenge, right? That's the other type of funnel. So once you kind of get clarity on the type of funnel that would be best for your business, then what we want to do is we want to evangelize that message. And I want to ask you that question today. What message can you evangelize? Evangelism is so important because it's what it got 1/3 of the world to know about Jesus, right? It's a powerful thing. When you unlock your message and you evangelize it like you're running for president, then you have to, you can really create a lot of volume into your funnel. So I want to be able to kind of give you behind the scenes of what your conversion numbers should look like by what we call our KPIs. Okay. So write this down. KPI stands for key performance indicators. Okay. And if you're not a numbers person or you're not very technical, I'm going to make this so simple for you to understand, because this is going to be really important as you begin to build out your funnels and start to make sales. Okay. So KPIs are basically like our standard of what needs to convert when we're running traffic to a funnel. Now, if you're not in a position to do paid ads, it's perfectly okay, because Shanda teaches you organic ways on how you can also get this traffic. And you can also do organic strategies too, like, your Instagram stories or Facebook lives. But I'm going to use paid traffic as an example on the power of generating revenue through these funnels. Okay. So that you can see what it would look like in the future for those of you who might be ready to run ads as well. Okay. So when we're running an ad, one of the standards that we have is we want to see a $3 cost per click. And you're going to want to write that down if you're running traffic to like a presentation funnel or a workshop funnel or a challenge funnel. The cost per click is what you're paying Facebook or Instagram for people to view your page. Okay. So you're paying Facebook or Instagram to view your page. And in this illustration, we're going to pay $3 cost per click. And that's the standard. If we're paying more than that, then we need to adjust either the ad or we need to adjust the copy that goes with the ad. And the reason why is because Facebook will charge you more if your ad is not interesting, right? Because people aren't clicking on it. They want content on their feed that their audience is engaging with. So if that number goes above $3, then you need to remake your ad to make it more creative or compelling. Okay. Shanda has gotten ads where like her cost per click is like $1.50 sometimes. And then some of her ads cross over $3 and she needs to work on new creatives. So it's an evolution of making better creatives for people to learn about your funnel that you're marketing. Okay. So $3 is the cost per click. So in this illustration, we're going to pay Instagram 1,000 for 1,000 page views. So we're going to pay Instagram a total of $3,000 to get 1,000 people to view that landing page. Okay. You guys with me so far? If you're with me, type yes in the chat box. Okay, great. I see you guys nodding your head. Okay. We're going to do the same exact thing on Facebook. We're going to pay for another 1,000 views on Facebook at $3 cost per click. So a total ad spend of $6,000 between the two platforms, which is about $200 a day in marketing. Now, you don't have to start out at $200 a day. You can start out at $50 a day, right? To get some traffic to your page. I'm just sharing an illustration of what it would look like if you were to spend $6K in ads. Okay, you guys with me on that? Okay. So what happens is you lead them to that landing page. Remember Christine, this page here, this landing page? Or you look at Shanda's page like this, right? Or Brett and Ashley's page. These pages, they need to convert at a minimum of 30%. That means that out of everybody that comes to this landing page, we need to see a 30% minimum of people put in their name, email, and phone number. So if you are like leading people to your landing page and you're not seeing that number, then you need to either rework your landing page, rework the headline, change the video on the page. And what I see are a lot of people make the mistake of doing, especially a lot of new coaches or consultants, they will create their funnel and then it gets like a 15% like conversion rate. It's not doing well. And then they go, oh, my funnel doesn't work. Well, it's like, no, you don't understand. Your funnel can work. You just have to tweak it to get over 30%. And as you heard Faith earlier, Faith, huge congratulations to you. You had a 51% landing page conversion rate. That's amazing, right? So you can definitely go over 30%, but the minimum threshold is 30% conversion for your landing page. Okay, so are you with me on that KPI? Nod your head if you're with me there. Okay, cool. I see you guys following along. Okay, so once they've registered, they now enter into your presentation. Now, not everybody who signs up for your workshop or presentation is going to show up, and not everyone's going to stay. Okay, so in this illustration, I'm going to do two examples. We're going to sell an online course first for $777. And then the next one, I'm going to share with you what would happen if you were to sell a group coaching program. Okay, so you can see the difference with both. Okay, so if we were to sell a $777 online course with this price point between $500 and $1,000 course, your KPI should be 3% of total registrants need to buy that product. If you aren't selling 3% of your registrants, then you need to like definitely improve your offer. And that's what Shanda is like amazing at. Her team is so great at coaching you through offers. Okay, that will help you master that presentation. If you are doing above that, then you're doing great. That's awesome. Okay, so this is the bare minimum, 3%. So we're going to go ahead and run a simulation here. If you look here to the bottom right, I'm going to go ahead and simulate this. And let's see how much revenue we would generate selling that online course. So with that 6K ad budget, we would generate 13,000, almost 14,000, and our profit would be 7,500. So you basically put in, it cost us $333 to acquire a $777 student. So the question I want you to ask yourself is, how much are you willing to spend to acquire a new customer? Or how much are you willing to spend to acquire that new client? That's a different paradigm shift. Because when you realize that number, then you're able to grow so much faster. Because then you realize then you might be able to, you're willing to spend in ads. You're willing to maybe pay for a sponsorship spot speaking on a clubhouse room. You're willing to pay for maybe a guest appearance because you know that what you're willing to spend in order to acquire that client. Once you know that number, you can really begin to scale and grow fast, right? Because you know your budget, okay? So how many of you guys would be willing to spend $333 to acquire a $777 course? Absolutely. That means out of $1, you get $2 back. That's better than any type of, that's like a 100% return, right? That's not bad. But I know for some of you guys, you're like, oh, that's not that exciting. That's not that exciting yet. Well, what can make this exciting is only two options. One is you increase the ad budget. So if you put in 10K, you make 20. You put in 20, you make 40, right? That's one way to go about it. Or the other way is you increase your offer amount. So you create a program that's a little bit more valuable, right? And once again, this is really, Shanda's so great at teaching this, putting together a transformational program that can bring impact to people, right? So let's say we were to go ahead and offer a $3,000 group coaching program, which is kind of like the entry level for group coaching, right? I heard Faith say that she had a 5K group coaching program, right? So we're just going to use 3K in this example, okay? Now, if you're selling a program that is between 2,000 and 5,000, you should see a minimum 1% rate from the people who register. So let me ask you this question. If you had 100 people show up to your workshop to learn about your service or business, do you think you can convert one of them for 3K? If you believe you can convert one of them, Out of 100 who register, type yes in the chat box. I want to see here. Let's see. Hopefully everybody says yes. Okay, great. Yes, everyone says yes, 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 yes. Of course, right? Of course you could do 1 out of 100. Absolutely you can, right? Especially when you get trained on how to do this the right way. So if we were to run the numbers now, same ad budget, same 30% conversion, except now we're just saying convert 1% of total registrants. Let's run the numbers now. You could see here that with just that ad budget, you would generate 18,000 in revenue with a profit of 11,476, right? Now, I want to share with you the power of the landing page. Remember we were talking about this page here and how important it is to get this page right? Well, let's say that you're like like Faith, okay? But let's say you're not as good as Faith because you're just learning. Let's say you get like 35%. We're just going to go up 5%. Look at how the difference of a landing page makes in the revenue generated. We're just bumping that conversion up 5%. And look at, you made almost another 3 or 4 grand just from getting this page from 30% to 35%. How many of you guys had the aha moment right now? Like, yeah, like that's a big deal, right? So the reason that's so important is because as you're building your pages out, you don't want to be in a fixed mindset where you're like, oh, my page doesn't work. To get these pages to improve, you want to constantly improve it. And that's why Shanda and I are always having conversations like, hey, can you look at my page? Because Shanda might have a page that's converting at 30%, but she wants it to be at 40%, right? So that's the mindset that you ought to be in because it directly impacts the amount of people that you can impact, okay? So now my next question is, what if you go through PACE and you start getting really good at pitching your offer, okay? And now you bump this to just 2%. So that means out of 2 people out of every 100, you enroll into your $3,000 program because you got better at pitching. You've done this a few times. Look at how this impacts your revenue. With the same exact ad budget, we now went to 42K in revenue with a profit of 34,000. So that is the mindset that you want to have, is that when you're running these funnels, whether it's a virtual summit, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a workshop that you're hosting, you don't want to just, if you don't do well that first time, it's okay. Your mindset is, how can I make it better? How can I get 0.5% better? How can I get 1% better? How can I get 2% better? And so hopefully after seeing this here, you guys understand these KPIs and the standard of each part of the funnel. And this doesn't include, you have email sequences that follow up, you have text message follow-ups, you can follow up by phone if you want to mitigate the risk of your traffic as well. But that's why it's so important for you guys to get access to List Power if you haven't already, because List Power is going to help you bring the volume into this funnel so that if you're not in a place right now where maybe you're not in a place to spend $200 a day in paid traffic, Shanda is so creative at getting volume and traffic to your funnels so that no matter what your business is, you could begin to lead them into that environment and then lead them into your programs, okay? So hopefully you guys got some value there. One last quick tip is you can also do organic funnels as well, like in your Instagram, right? One of the things I do is just in my link tree, I put my funnel right there, right? So you're constantly promoting and evangelizing. So you have organic, paid, other people promoting your funnels, and all of that volume is moving in to where they can learn about your services. So hopefully this brings clarity and that you guys can go and evangelize your message and bring you more revenue and clients.
Woohoo! You guys, okay. Adam, it's so hilarious how life works. We're going to give a Peloton winner away right now. And it was somebody that was commenting on your stuff as you were speaking. And they actually keep Adam and I both on, please. They actually got what it is that I was saying to Jess in the back end, which was, I was saying, if people actually get this, I actually put it in the VIP chat. I said, people actually get this, they will realize that if they do work with other teams, that they actually even know how to lead it. Because there's nothing more frustrating. I don't know how many people, we show so many people how to make money. And it's like, then they just throw their money at people and say, fix it. but it's powerful when people are educated. And that's what I love about you. You're always about educating people so they're empowered to be able to their message, be responsible for their message, to go out there and change the world. So you guys, obviously we highly endorse Adam. We use them. So we obviously highly endorse Adam, and we send a lot of our clients to Adam, and we're a big fan of his company. But we also know that some of you guys are already working with teams. Like the woman who is about to win the Peloton is watching on YouTube right now. You have been crazy, crazy, crazy engaged, and you've been engaged in a real way. Right? In a real way. Your comments and your messages on the comment thread is actually making an impact for people who are listening, where people can read your comment and go, oh my gosh, I need to watch this presentation again. Pay attention to that, right? Like when we're commenting, is our comment really opening stuff up for people as well, so that people are actually moving forward? We can be detrimental, or we can be super instrumental in helping a whole community of people online actually grow, even from our question. So Cynthia Robinson, I want to let you know, girl, you just won yourself a Peloton for being engaged and being on point. And I have to say, I love my Peloton. It is so fun if anybody has one. So Cynthia on YouTube, we are going to get a hold of you, and you guys have already been in contact. Jessica's over there smiling. She's so happy that you won this Peloton, and I'm super stoked for you. Adam, so first and foremost, I love that you brought the summit model. I love that you brought the summit model. I didn't know that you were bringing that on to some of the funnels that you were sharing. Faith did the summit model. We do the summit model. Adam and I have done the summit model. Actually, one of our favorite interviews together that he is now using. You're actually using that interview in another funnel, right?
Yep, I am.
Yeah. So tell us about, so Adam and I did an interview. So the summit model is where it's like a podcast. Like Adam and I might actually look exactly like this on Zoom, and we interview each other. Now there's a way to do it very effectively where it's actually like created like a product, right? And so versus just like a podcast. And so we did one together, and we're using that in one of your funnels.
Yeah, so we basically ran an ad campaign to where we were running traffic to the interview that you and I did on Faith in Business.
Yeah.
And then from there, kind of leading them into our membership community around Faith in Business. So it was just really neat how that kind of played out. So
yeah, that's powerful. So again, how many things are you even repurposing? And I bring all this up because I don't want to overwhelm people, but I want to just be like, listen, who you hang out with matters. You know what I mean? Who you hang out with matters. Who's actually influencing your mind actually matters. And some of us, like myself and Adam, we had to intentionally put people around us. So while we were doing things, we're like, oh, are we repurposing that? Oh, are we like, how can we use that in different areas to leverage, because we're not making any more time. That is the thing we all have the exact same of. We're not making any more time in the world. So we don't want to work harder. We want to work smarter. So you guys, we are teaching people how to do that summit model at the end of the month, April 20, 28, 29th, and 30th. And so yesterday we gave an invitation for people to come work with us, whether you want me to just help you build, like literally build a list through that interview series where you don't have to create the content. Plus Barry has thrown in how to do a presentation, how she influences all of us. There's 17 ways to actually sell in a virtual presentation, 17. I can tell you what, both Adam and I don't know all those 17, right? That's why Barry's powerful, for us to be in her network and her to be in our network. So I'm gonna be listening in on that as well, even though I pay her 35,000 plus incentives to run my events. 35,000 just to get her to show up, right? And so she's going to teach you guys that on May 11th, right? Plus, Adam, what are you throwing in here?
I'm going to be giving you guys my Smart Business Ignite program, which basically, for those of you who are like, man, I don't have a $3,000 group coaching program, or I don't have a $5,000 program to sell. It shows you exactly how to create that, how to create a transformational experience, even if you have no credibility and you're just starting out, how to get that package so that you can have an offer to sell. So,
well, and also if people have credibility, if you have credibility, and like say you're watching right now like Zachary, or I know my uncle has been on and he's been in financial advising forever, right? Like if maybe you've been in your industry for a while, but you've never done this, right? You've never taken it and put it into the box that could be used online in a way, you could also do that. So Business Ignite teaches them how to put an offer into, say it again.
Yeah, how to be able to create your offer
Yes.
in a group program. So how to go from one to many,
Yeah.
and how to price it, how to, what do you include, and how do you package it so that you can
Oh,
start.
good. So good. So Adam's going to throw in Business Ignite. And then $9.97 if you want us to actually do this. I will train you how to build the list build like I trained Faith. Faith, she's only been with me for a couple months and she's got $40,000 in the door. I'm not saying you'll do that, but I'm going to tell you there's a lot of people who have done that. She's not even close to alone. Okay, so we're going to train you on that next week. We're also, Barry's going to throw in her workshop and show you how to do program at a glance and do online presentations in any industry. And Adam's going to show you how to package that up one to many and price it effectively. If you are interested in developing your leadership along with it, there is the business and life option on the Join List Power Now. Join List Power Now. So if you go to Join List Power Now, you can choose either just the business opportunity, which is me doing the list building program on both of them. You'll get the home study program for a lifetime, which means that literally you have it forever. You'll also get us on a weekly call, so that a weekly group call to hold you accountable to the steps. But I know that if I walk through every single step with you, like what should it be? What should you call this interview series? Who are the experts? How do you reach out to them? How are they going to say yes? What's the speaker's agreement that you need to do? You know, all of that type of stuff. I will walk you through that on April 28th, 29th, and 30th. Which is pretty cool. And I'm going to throw something in that I've never thrown in before. And my team doesn't know I'm going to do it because I'm just feeling the spirit moving inside me right now. If you made a decision yesterday, this applies to you as well. If you make a decision in the next 20 minutes, you can bring a friend to the list building program. So if you have a business partner or you have a spouse that maybe it does, like that has no idea what you do and doesn't even understand, or it would just help. I mean, my husband had to audit my programs to make sure that he even wanted to date me. So sometimes there's this break, you guys know what I'm talking about? There's this break in love that people don't know what the heck you're doing. Well, you can bring them. So they don't have to be an entrepreneur. If it's just your spouse, they can come. Or if it's a business partner, they can come. If you're like me, I always study with my best friend. I don't know what it is. When I have a hard moment, it helps for me to have my best friend going through what I'm going through. So you can bring a friend with you, your good friend, your best friend, but one person can come with you. So my team's going to have to retag these things. So everybody yesterday, you have this, but if you make a decision in the next 20 minutes, money loves speed. Be an evangelist and take care of somebody along the process. Okay, so in addition, you're also going to get all of Barry's, all of Adam's offer in either package. But this is where the big kicker is. The big kicker is that here you're going to get my HCL program. This is your insurance of succeeding. It is not a business program. I just said to Adam yesterday, I texted him and said, Adam, my friend, you need to get your butt in my HCL program. Okay, it is the most important program I've ever done in my life. I used to not own it. Now I own it. It's a commitment. It is a 3-day workshop. It is a 4-day workshop. Everything inside you that's not working is coming out the top. So if you're inconsistent, welcome to consistency. If you're a perfectionist and it's driving you crazy, welcome to not having to get it right anymore, and money loves speed, right? Welcome to getting out of your own way, not just being a great starter, but actually a great finisher. This is where I was able to create over $100 million in sales. Somebody else owned this program. Now I own it. It is for entrepreneurs. It is for pro athletes. And it is for C-level executives. Okay. It is for people who are ambitious, ready to go. Once you do the first 2 workshops, you'll see this on joinlistpower.com. You'll see this written out. There are 3 workshops with this. First 2 are vision and breakthrough. That's the work to get you to actually show up the way that you say that you want to show up. No more time conversations. A time conversation and an overwhelmed conversation is actually a leadership cap. It is a leadership cap. You will quit what you're doing when you hit a leadership cap because you will start saying words like this. It's not worth it anymore. This isn't my passion. This isn't, when you start having those dialogues, I'm telling you, you are at risk of giving up on your biggest opportunity for freedom. That's what HCL does for you. The third level of HCL is called practice. And we show you how to pick any goal. You test me. You test the trainers. You test this program. You test this program. My numbers don't lie. And that is that you, after you do vision and breakthrough, you choose something that you want to go after. And it better be big, my friends, because while you're in that container, it's your opportunity to blow the walls, the doors open and create the business and the life that you want. Okay, I don't take off 5.5 months a year because I have a small business or I make money. My company is bigger, it's more complicated. There's, another company we're growing to sell it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of moving parts in my life, and I've had multiple miscarriages, not because of work, by the way. I take off 5.5 months a year, but I've had multiple miscarriages. I've had challenges in my marriage that we've overcome. I'm telling you, like, life hasn't been like smooth, but nothing slowed down and I never got exhausted. And that's this baby right here, HCL. HCL is the engine behind your life to create the results that you want. Currently, we're getting 100% success rate, which means our clients, and I can put those numbers up, they can be audited. We audit every single person. You choose, we hit the result. So if you're interested in your business and your life working, then the business life package is $2,200. Okay, just FYI, there is a 3-pay. 3-pay is $997, but let me share something with you. I'm literally taking this offer down. I know we have 14 days in the challenge, but I'm taking this offer down. Because the reason why is this is a $5,000 workshop right here. This is a $5,000 workshop plus $3,000 for the home study program. And you're getting the entire thing for $2,200. This is the bridge you've been looking for. This is the bridge you've been looking for. So if you want to go to joinlesspower.com, the next 20 minutes, you can bring a friend. And until 8 p.m., because when we made the offer yesterday, we broke so much tension with the slides being incorrect. True story. You guys who were on saw it, right? So we added something in yesterday that you may or may not know. And that is for 2 hours. You know how Adam was showing all those pages? Would you like me to set them up for you? I'm going to give you 2 hours with my virtual assistant. I have a virtual assistant company. If you make a decision before 8 p.m. tonight, and that will go away. That was my, some of you guys needed me. The offer is great, but I was good when I delivered it yesterday because we had to break down the slides. Some of you guys knew that you wanted to work with us and you jumped in, right? A lot of you guys jumped in over the evening last night, but some of you guys, you needed me to be great. Being good wasn't enough to get you over your walls. Being good wasn't enough to be able to have you like not second guess yourself or debate whether or not this was the right move for you. If you need buyers and you need to get out of your own way and you have not consistently created the results that you want, or you know that you have a next gear and you haven't reached, business life is the one to go for. It's the one to go for. But I know that tech is a problem for people. So normally in my programs, you would pay my virtual assistant company or another one, which we show you how to get a hold of many of them, right? You would pay and take it out of your own pocket. I will give you 2 hours. I will give you 2 hours of virtual assistant help to set up your pages for you, all the type of pages Adam was talking about, which is incredible. So now the choice is yours. Now the choice is yours. So we have homework tonight, and here's what the homework is. I'm going to invite you to go into the Facebook group and do a video. I'm going to invite you to go into the Facebook group and do a video. And what I want to hear from you is what are you currently doing to create money? What are you currently doing to create money? What does your action plan look like? What does your priorities look like? Share something. Adam used the word evangelist, which he doesn't know that I've been using that word, right? And that's the cool thing about how things come together. Right? It's like, because when something's true, you will keep hearing it over and over and over again. We didn't check each other's vocabulary. I've actually never heard him say that about an opt-in page. You know what I mean? He's never heard me say that. But the truth is the greatest leadership, the greatest leaders are evangelists. They can't help but to tell people what they're doing that's successful. The homework is go into the Facebook group. And you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have it all together, but there's something you're doing that works. There's something you're doing that works. And go into the group and share what's working for you. It could be in parenting. It could be in, your faith. It could be in your business. It could be in your productivity. It could be how you keep yourself fed throughout the day. There's something you do that helps you make money and produce the life you want at whatever level. I know you want more because you're an entrepreneur. All entrepreneurs want more. That's part of our tribe, right? I know you want more, but like what's working right now? And I want you to share it in the group. So what is our prize when somebody shares it? We're going to give 4 people, what? Okay, so we're going to give 4 people $500 tomorrow. So we're going to give 4 people $500 tomorrow. We're going to choose 4 winners in the Facebook group. So $500 is great. You can go buy yourself a nice outfit. You could put it towards this, but I will tell you this, don't bank on putting it towards this. Day 1, we did 50 ways to find the money, right? And I'm not saying you can't find the money. Many of you guys have the money. You're just having a question of whether or not you're going to believe in yourself again, or trust that this is going to work. The numbers say 100% of our clients are getting the results. In my business program last quarter, the number was 78%. Not all the people in my business programs have done HCL. Just pay attention. 100%, 78%. Still both incredible numbers. I will tell you the reason why our business side does so well is because the people who've done HCL lift the people who haven't. So now it's your choice. I'll see you guys in the Facebook group. There is 11 minutes and 28 seconds left if you would like to bring a friend with either one of your packages. All right, you guys. Great seeing you. I will see you tomorrow morning. If you guys are in the Facebook group in about 4 minutes, I'm going to be going live in there on our Coach with Shanda. You're welcome to join us. And if you want more, I'll be coaching some of the most frustrating challenges entrepreneurs have in about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to be streaming into that Coach Yourself to Success group. I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye, guys. Oh, really quick. Tomorrow morning, Adam, guess who's training? Jeff Walker. Jeff Walker is going to train the seed launch. It's the first time that we're working together on this challenge or either in any of these virtual events. The guy is epic, probably one of the most networked guys in the online business space. The most, incredibly powerful, super smart. There's no doubt that you are going to crush it listening to him. He's going to actually teach you how to do a seed launch. He's going to teach you how to do a seed launch. So now if you go back, you look at all the things we've taught you, right? At this point, it's like some of the stuff you need to go re-listen to and binge watch tonight. But if you've got my list building, you've got his seed launching, which he's going to teach you tomorrow. And then Barry's offer on, and by the way, Barry does his events, right? Informs him on his offers as well. You have just those three things alone. Barry was sending me a text last night. She's like, you need to spell that out for them because that's all they need. It's pretty incredible. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.